Simana.
Vampero mulandu shishive.
Beba 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 Simana.
Vampero mulandu shishive. Vampero mulandu shishive.
Beba Simana.
Vampero mulandu shishive.
Simana.
Vampero mulandu shishive.
Simana.
Vampero mulandu shishive.
Ancestors are people who lived within our communities and then passed on into the spirit world. We in African traditional spirituality, and especially Ewe vodu, we call these people who pass on into the spirit world as ancestors. And those that among them that had been spiritually active in this lifetime, in their lifetime, are the ones that we revere and pray to intercede on our behalf.
Okay.
So this herbs, as I always said, voodoo is herb. Herbs are everything. So there are certain herbs that you will bath or you will be using in form of soap or in form of oil or whatever, so that wherever you go, your wavelength will easily get parallel to another person's wavelength easily, and then you get favor and you get attraction. Everything in life is vibration and wavelengths. That's all that the creation is all about. Waves. Whether it is the internet, telephone, television, even human relationship is all waves. So if you meet someone and you have the same wavelength, and it is kind of a parallel wavelength, it's congenial to each other, you begin to like that person. And if that person's wave is not in equilibrium with yours, that is when you don't like that person. So that's what they are doing. So it is to make your wavelength and equilibrium or parallel to other people's waves, so that you can have favor or have attraction or likeness, or wherever you go, or you can stand in front of people and start to talk. People will like you because your vibration can match other people's vibration. And that's all that what people call good luck, lucky, favor. That's all that it is, so that people will like you, and when you ask them something, they'll give you. And when you demand something from them, you want them to support you, you want them to be on your side, they will see you as somebody like them, and they will support you. So this is one of the things they are going to prepare now. There are some other things that go into it to create that energy point or the voodoo, so that it can be working.
The person will use that
every day and be bathing. And while you are bathing, you will be affirming what you want your day to be like, especially if you have a target, then you'll be saying it. If it's business, that means you mean that, oh, I want people to come towards my business, you attract it. If it is the opposite sex, you want to attract. If it is when you go looking for jobs, so that people should like you and offer you opportunity, that's it. We are not doing this thing for you to be able to control other people, but we are just uplifting you from the crowd, so that people can see you. You have become like a light. Attraction does not mean love. And love can only build when the two people are committed to building it. When this side and that way, you can be attracted to each other. This one can bring the attraction to you. But it is up to the two people to be committed. And you cannot force people to love you. People can be attracted to you, but when they get to know you and you are not a good person, they have the choice to go. So it is up to people who get attraction or get their aura is enhanced, and then people are attracted to them. If they don't want to make it for people to love them, then it is up to them to build that relationship, because the soap is not the one going to build the relationship. It's only giving you that attraction, whether it's for work, it's for love, or it is for fame, or whatever you wanted it for. It is up to you, the wearer, or the one who is using it, to play your part, so that you can make the best out of it. We will just let you be seen. The soap is to let people see you. If you are a bad person, they will see you as a bad person. If you are a good person, they will see you as a good person. So it is up to you to create that environment for people to like you and also to love you. But you can't force people to love you. But you can be attracted, people can be attracted to you and can see you. But that doesn't mean love. When people are attracted to you, does not mean they love you or you love them. It is a personality you have to develop.
Baba.
Vampero mulandu shishire.
Beba shimwana.
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 Vampero mulandu shishire. Vampero mulandu shishire.
Beba shimwana.
Vampero mulandu shishire.
Bashimwana.
Vampero mulandu shishire.
Bashimwana.
Vampero mulandu. Yeah,
Beba liuko.
yeah.
Bashimwana.
Vampero mulandu shishire.
Beba shimwana.
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 Vampero mulandu shishire.
Bashimwana.
Vampero mulandu shishire.
Beba shimwana.
Vampero mulandu shishire.
Bashimwana.
Vampero mulandu shishire.
Bashimwana.
Vampero mulandu shishire.
I really don't believe in those kind of juju sort of things. Even though I know our forefathers believed so much in it, but I personally do not believe in it.
No, it's not a bad thing. It is our tradition. So it is a good thing for Africans.
Juju is not good. It's something you can use it to charm somebody, or you use it to kill somebody. So as for juju, it's not good.
It's some traditional way for some of the peoples to also worshiping, but it's not good because they can use also to kill, to spoil things, and also they can use also to make money. All is not good.
Traditional West African spiritualism, known commonly as vodu and pejoratively as juju, is a subject of debate and no small amount of stigma within Ghana. I have been training to be a voodoo spiritualist, or Bokor, for the past 8 years. My first teacher is my father, Christopher Voncujovi, a Bokor who runs his own shrine in Accra.
People don't understand spirituality. The African is the only one who knows about every religion in the world except their own religion or their own tradition. They'll just tell you it's evil. That's their only answer. They'll tell you, oh, it is evil. It is satanic. Finish.
Beginning in the late 15th century, Europeans established trade posts on the west coast of Africa, brutally subjugating much of the indigenous population into the slave trade. In the late 17th century, colonization occurred in southern Africa, followed by the rest of the continent at the end of the 19th century. These imperial forces were eager to control not only regional economies but also regional cultures, especially religion. Christianity was imposed through force, missionary campaigns, education, and even healthcare. Labeled primitive and even satanic, traditional spiritual practices were condemned by the colonial masters. This disdain of local spirituality persists to this day.
Africans have been so indoctrinated to the point that they don't look at their own knowledge and wisdom that have been passed on by the ancestors, but they are just following.
You are ready? Am I on? What is this? Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Yeah, what are their community? We need to know. For now, you can't, but you need to learn that one and know what they don't want and what. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon from Accra, Ghana, African Magic Temple, to be precise. And good evening, good morning to you, wherever you may be. And we are on what do you call it? Facebook Live, YouTube, and our website, African Magic Temple. And we are transmitting on the Revolution platform, question and answer section. And thank you very much. I am Christopher Voncujovi, your host. We are here and we get your questions ready. Can see Jay Otis. Good morning, my brothers, and blessings to you and your family. YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Jay Otis. Now I'm going to pray and then we'll take your questions. Thank you very much. Today we were a little bit late because I was somewhere and I was trying to get to the shrine before the time. The boys have fixed everything, but I was a little bit late to come to the shrine. But all the same, we are here to answer your questions. So this is the pouring of libation as our ancestors had always used, and so many times people kept asking me question, how do we pour libation? How do we pour libation? So those of you who will be watching us, please watch me very carefully and then also learn. And in case you see someone asking you, I don't know how to pour libation, then you can also teach them. Ago mauga, sogbolisa meduago, mauga kitikata meduago, mauga ese joto amejoto, ese nanuame, ese tenanuame. Meyo meyo rakakakakakakakakak. Yemeyo shemeham furasho kwesemi furasho pete duago, meyo abraxas meyo zi adreko duago, ye padreto wezi mekuwa wo verso rakameyo meduago. Meyo miano zoje anyi duzo kakachikasi bajadre meya la fabe nyagbole la kwe nyagbole joro hono meyo rakake wenya ingba majofra fakula ingba mandari kaolo nya premi matepu etega. Meyo wakain becho wakain ngono wakain java wakain busubu wakain trova wakain menyu wakain tufi wakain mami wataba ka wakain peli kwa vimagba haja do lo akufra bande je fito abaso dojo meyo minudo akho gbabu wa ka kwa pemi zango meyo min plevio mi ba kwa go. Yeme yo abochi sakraka me chwa ba ya dogo kotokoli don ko kunu maku agbere ngbere to be no le cho front tabani ofifini kura bisin kraba yo okofite oja abaku ocho tu akofi ocho hen kofi atrame yo kable me yo godo yeme yo apelgede makpeza ko chi no po mi chi ajemu no po chi ngoli vo po chi tro vo po chi pe chi vo po chi ngoli vo po chi ta ita he me de egbe herke de egbe he pezaji e de egbeza yeme yo sugu me sugbojo bi anyi ha si chafe mi ba gbede fe mi ba me yo ra keke do ago sogbo nu para oto mi ba kwa ha yeme yo zibizaba me gbodo po no gaji gabo gbolo jagla bobu me yo ra keke handcuff gade gatra me yo ra keke agba fi na tu kronu me yo abra ibo ebe no jime gbaja me pa vive no go me ka ko apa echo achugble che dara yin echo che gbla chu dara yin ba kwa hare mi anu godo ajoro za ko za do kawi be ho gabi be ro ga to ha ga to gbodo po me yo ra keke zibizaba ba kwa hare mi anu na jira mi apete gboro midunu nyatepe yeme yo amega sesenge jakpapa sesenge sisi togbe geje ba kwa ha me yo brahini gbogbochi ngbe foli koko mo re ke gomle godo kluche kuma komelaga togbe nyu mele mi ayo ba kwa me yo to en ko speku eno nya ko so agbaku foni ko geje togbe nyi etasi nya mo si fosi jam ko so abra ko bra me mama nya gbodwe mba togbe nya agbaku kofi akubia mensa dori efe ngbe peku no mo hara na mi o pete mi ba kwa ha yeme yo miasron e o mbo achichu achufu ke si ya pene ka tefe mensa be fo hara na mi godo me ya wono tuji bako tuji togbe tuji okinikini hasise ponchi dagbo barasu baragbo na ba ha me yo bako adafli so agbofi ba ha bako afacha wa joge ba ha yeme yo hunu le va kpo ba ha hunu le avega gbe avega ba ha dagbe nya no to meni mi no mia unsia mia onye nyile ngogbe na mlo nyime da no ngogbe na me kagada am gbere me yo mi ato nya tepegbe mi le Facebook live wo wa mi le mi apete yo ya ba kwa ha ne mia no mia na kwera gbe bi dagba si dagbe da doi wo gbe mi gbore ni mi pota ni godo mi ba chi de bi onu godo ame yo mo no hala ma do mo re togbe mi ato emera Good. Hey, I will me for. Okay, I'm done with me for video. But I don't send the video. Let me know. Look at Joel. I'm your for about
I really don't believe in those kind of juju sort of things. Even though I know our forefathers believed so much in it, but I personally do not believe in it.
No, it's not a bad thing. It is our tradition. So it is a good thing for Africans.
Juju is not good. It's something you can use it to charm somebody or you use it to kill somebody. So as for juju, it's not good.
It's some traditional way for some of the peoples to also worshiping, but it's not good because they can use also to kill, to spoil things, and also they can use also to make money. All is not good.
Traditional West African spiritualism, known commonly as vodu and pejoratively as juju, is a subject of debate and no small amount of stigma within Ghana. I have been training to be a voodoo spiritualist, or Bokor, for the past 8 years. My first teacher is my father, Christopher Voncujovi, a Bokor who runs.
Yes, thank you very much. I am back, and I just wanted to take care of some noise at the background, and I didn't want them to disturb me, so that's why children come to play at the shrine on Sundays, and they're making noise, so I just have to tell them to hold on until or go far away from here. Yes, we are ready for your questions. And Tubman, I love your spiritualism. Thank you very much, Mr. Tubman. And then Levy Sparrow Hawk Smith. Hello, Papa. Hello, Levy. How are you? G. Abena Ado Machisa. Okay, good morning. And Patricia Amo say good afternoon, family. Yes, Patricia, how are you? Thank you very much. And Nanako Kosachi, Tagwe Miyao. Thank you. And then number 2, Fa Augustine, where is the temple located? First time watching. Our temple is located in Accra, Ghana, on the Spinters Road. Yes, and then we go to Percy, said, hello, Papa. Hello, Percy, how are you? Diamond Cash, blessings, family. Thank you, everybody. And Emmanuel Bemu, good afternoon. Can you please tell us why sometimes the gods fail us when we call upon them? I'm sorry, I don't know which god you call upon and it fail you. That's your palabra. You didn't call on the gods that I work with. So when you say when we call upon the gods, they fail us, are you doing the right thing? If you're doing the right thing, they will not fail you. If you don't know the way, let them show you. Don't just think that there is anything called God and you just say, God, I call you, come and help me. Do you do the right things? Spiritual practices go with rituals. And if you don't know, let them teach you. And if you think you know and you are not getting answers, find out from more. I used to have a charm that protects me against guns, cutlasses, and anything that can harm me. But the charm failed me once when he needed him the most, and that nearly cost his life. Did you ask him what he did? You don't know that even electricity that brings light every day. When certain things are not adding up and you touch it, it will kill you. Somebody has got a charm that will protect him. There are rules and regulations in spirituality. You don't do everything just because you think you have a charm. If you don't follow the rules, they will fail you. Because even car you are driving, when you don't heat it up and you want to drive it, sometimes it will fail you. Why do they sometimes fail us when we call upon them? When you make a mistake, they will make mistake. Yes, and then Augustine Kosi Blibo. Hello, family. Hello, Augustine. Hello, Dad. Yes, hello. How are you, Blibo? Thank you very much for joining. Please, I need my badge back. My first Facebook account got hacked yesterday. Which badge? Okay. Top fan, and that will come. Okay, I think Revolution. That is Senna will read it and I'll give you your badge back. Okay, great. And then yes, Shamba. Good afternoon, and good morning. You are where you are. I think you are still in the morning. Good morning, and we'll be taking care of your issues that you have sent me messages yesterday. We'll be doing just after this. We'll work on that. Yes, and then Akwesi Bekwin said greetings to you guys. Thank you very much, Akwesi. Richard Okanse, yes, Akwesi, that's another Akwesi. Good afternoon, Mr. Chris. I hope you are doing well. Yes, I'm managing. I am fine today. I've not been very well last week because I was tiredness, but I think I am fine today. And then Malaika Remy Obin, greetings. If I want to visit, how can I get in contact? Our contacts are all on our Facebook, YouTube, and everything is there, but they will still type the contact for you to be able to see, and then you can get in touch with us. Yes, what are the questions now? Okay, we are going to YouTube now because the greetings on the YouTube is finished. We are going to Facebook now. We are going to YouTube. Where were we before? That was Facebook. Okay, we just finished with the Facebook and we are coming back to YouTube. So JOT say, I know when you get initiated into Magic Temple, it is to 3 spirits. Do I receive an actual vessel for all 3? And if so, can you show us what they look like? And will I be able to bring back to the US with me? Yes, you receive one, which is a Jopata bangle. That's the one we give you. The Akai, if you want me to make the Akai as a deity for you, you are initiated into it, but I don't make the Akai as a deity for you. But if you want it to be made for you as a deity, then it will come at an extra cost, because the materials that go into making of Akai, this is the Akai. So this is the second one, or this is Jopata, and this is it. And Jopata also, this is only the bangle.
The deity itself is something different, but this is what represents the deity. And I've not given the deity to anybody yet, apart from my son, Senna, because he does not live with me, and he's also a priest, and he is far away in Asia, and he was in the US before. So I gave him his own deity so that one day he can set up his own shrine wherever he may find himself in the world. But I don't do the Jopata as a deity for you. It is until I know the type of person I am dealing with. If I will have to come and establish a shrine for you, then I would come and do that. But just give you a spirit for you because you wanted to be initiated. No. But I will initiate you. You can call all the spirits at every time upon them. They will answer. You can see their vibrations. Everything will be fine. But everything will be okay. You can experience them in every way. But I'm not going to give you the Akai as this thing that you bring back. But if you want it to be made for you, then it will come at an extra cost, because the materials and things to do it, it looks very small, but it's expensive. Thank you, IJ Otis. Then hello, Samuel Tucson from Virginia. You are who is replying to Samuel? Okay, okay, Samuel, how are you? Thank you very much for joining us. And then Angela, yeah, greetings, family from Atlanta, GA. Your U.S. blessings to you all, and blessings to you too. We are very happy for you for joining us. And then, is there extra benefit for having a shrine near running water like a river? Not necessarily, not really that because it is near a shrine, is near a river, then there's an extra benefit. But you know, our people, whether I would say our people or what, our people say so many different stories. The only good thing in it is that when you need water, you can easily fetch river water. In case you need a river or running river water to use, then of course you can always get the river water. But then people who are dealing with water spirits, then maybe it will be more beneficial to them because they are dealing with water spirits, and these water spirits always live in water. So sometimes I think running water or getting closer to the sea may be a good extra help. But in my shrine, I don't have any of those things, so I don't deal with so I deal with water spirits, but my water spirits are inside pots. My spirits are inside their own shrine, which is the pots. So we don't necessarily have to be near the river. When we need the river, we go to fetch it wherever it is and we pour. But then the benefit will be if you have such spirits and the river is near you, then you can easily fetch and pour. But then with other spiritual people, I don't know. But at Africa Magic Temple, we don't have any, it's not any extra this thing, apart from that, the convenience of going to fetch water from the river when you needed one. Angie, there's a whole lot of stories with so many people, but you must be very careful, and because a lot of people try to play on your intelligence by telling you certain things that they know you can easily flow with. By saying, oh, because it's a marine spirit, when you are near water, then the spirit will be very powerful. Maybe, maybe not. But at our Africa Magic Temple, our things are very simple, but they are very powerful. That's all that I can say. Our things are very, very simple things, but they are very powerful and they are real, they are active. It's not too many of leke. If they say leke, means you are trying to garnish and do extra things. That's not what we do here. Our things are very simple. The only time you see us doing anything extra normal will be when we are feeding spirits. Finish. But the rest of the time we are just like this. But then our things are working. So Angie, that's it. And Shabaki Fernandez says greetings and blessings, Papa. Blessings to you, Shabaki. How are you too? We thank you for joining us. And then Augustine Efanumetu, where is your temple, sir? Our temple is on the Spinters Road. You have to
book an appointment. One thing we don't do here is we don't just let people just walk in, because we are not always at the shrine. When you call us and you let us know when you will be coming, we will make ourselves available at the time, because we travel a lot and we do things for people moving from one place to another. But you must let us know. But the temple is in Accra on the Spinters Road. Joshua Reddick, Alafia, thank you. Can one petition ancestors to enact justice? It depends. Your ancestors, if you can, you are in connection with your own ancestors, because a lot of time people make a mistake by thinking that the voodoo or the spirit and the orisha are called ancestors. They are not ancestors. That is the mistake we make. If you are in connection with your ancestors, which is your bloodline ancestors, if you are in connection with them, why not? You can petition them for anything. You can petition them for anything if you know how to. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Ebenezer. Yes, Ebenezer. Oh, what is that arrow there? Remove the arrow. You can't remove the arrow. It has to be there. Yeah, that is Ebenezer from Kentucky. Thank you very much, Ebenezer. Thank you and congratulations to you on your promotion. We are very grateful. We are happy to hear that. Thank you very much. I top bone. No, but down. I mean a top e. The finger move it top. This thing will come down so we can read it. Okay, that's all. Joshua Reddick, is there a ritual to ask them such a question? Yes, you have to do a reading. There's no ritual than to do a reading. When you do a reading, the reason you are doing a reason, you will say it, and then what your ancestors know about it, where your position is in relationship to your ancestors, that will come out in the reading, and then they will give you a direction what to do. But the ancestors are not voodoos, or the voodoos are not ancestors. They are entity of nature on their own. Your ancestors are people who share the same bloodline with you. This is what you all have to know and differentiate between what you call an ancestor and what you don't call an ancestor. Because most of the time people think that the spirits or the voodoos or the energies that people are working with are called ancestors. No, they are not your father, they are not your mother, so you can't call them ancestor. They have no blood relationship with you whatsoever. You can call them your ancestral spirits. That means they probably had some relationship with your ancestors and they are working for your ancestors and they are still there. Then they become your ancestral spirit, but they themselves, the voodoos by themselves, are not your ancestors. That is the mistake a lot of people think or make by thinking that everything African traditional spirituality is called an ancestor. It is not true. Then Prosper Jobede, greetings, Papa, from Nogogo. Please say hello, Togbe Prosper. How are you? Akpe. Then we go again, Akwesi Bekoe. Please, I borrowed a friend money for about 3 years ago. He has refused to pay me back. Can the gods help me get the money back? I haven't taken any step yet because I'm out. You have to do a reading to find out what process you can go through for the energies to help you to get your money back. Yeah. They can, but you have to do a reading to find out. Then Ms. Whisper Thompson, greetings from Augusta, Georgia. Hello, Miss Thompson. Thank you very much for joining us. And Abena said what? Abena, I'm new to African spirituality. What steps do I need to take as a beginner? We have got a lot of videos there on the YouTube as well as on Facebook. You can go through our page and website, and then you will see our teachings concerning
what to do or how to pour libation. Just as I was saying when I started this, that we have to continue teaching people how to pour libation. So I believe strongly the first thing you have to do if you are going back to African traditional spirituality is first to know yourself. And how do you know yourself? You have to do a reading to find out about yourself and see what are the things that are currently happening in your life, or the things that had happened in your life in the past which you did not understand. You ask the spirit well to find out, and when you find out, they will also give you directions to solve the problem, or they'll give you solutions. And once you do that, you can see how the changes will come, and you can start from there. And then, of course, learning how to acknowledge your ancestors, because what we do is that it's not like we are worshiping our ancestors, but we acknowledge them in our life. That's what we are doing. We are acknowledging our ancestors, because of them we are. So we must acknowledge them and pay homage. And then Malaika Remy Obin, can you tell me about Mami Wata? I'm very sorry, I don't really deal with about Mami Wata. I don't have Mami Wata in my shrine, and I don't deal with Mami Wata. There are people who are Mami Wata priests and Mami Wata priestesses. I am not one of them, so I don't know so much about talking about Mami Wata, even though some of my incantation has got Mami Wata incantation in it, but I don't have any Mami Wata. I have water spirits that I deal with, but I don't call them Mami Wata, and that's why I don't know about Mami Wata. Christian Drusi T, greetings from London. I hope you are all well. Yeah, sure, Christian, we are doing well. Don Clock, good afternoon, sir. Will you be able to check how many times I have been reincarnated? No, I'm sorry, that's not the work I do. I'm not an astrologer. It is astrologers, people who do astrology. They are the ones who can tell you how many times you have been reincarnated. We in voodoo, we don't even know how many times you have. We don't even go looking for how many times you have reincarnated. It doesn't mean anything to you in this life now. Why I say so is that if you can start doing some spiritual thing on your own, you will begin to see whether you had reincarnated before or you are just a first human being. So we don't do that at our shrine, trying to find out how many times somebody has reincarnated. Even me who is talking to you, I don't know how many times I have reincarnated, and I have not ever thought about that question, how many times I have reincarnated. Yes, sir. Akosi Bokwe again. Oh, okay. Thank you. I will visit you when I come back to Ghana. Thank you, Kwesi. Thank you. We are very happy. And then Abena Ado, I'm in USA. How do I get the spiritual reading? Abena, we do online spiritual readings. Our readings online is $150. That's what we take. And when you get in touch with us, we will give you the directions and everything, and then we'll set up a day for the reading, and then you can have a reading done for you. Abena, thank you very much for inquiry. We are going back to YouTube. Okay. Sam Tusa, are you familiar with the traditions that have developed in the diaspora? No, I'm not familiar with anything that has developed in the diaspora. Things that come to me are the things that I know about, but generally I don't know what traditions have developed in the diaspora. I live in Africa, and I go to other parts of the world not to find out what is happening there, but if people wanted me to come and teach them or initiate them, that's what I do. But I don't know what traditions have developed in the diaspora, and honestly speaking, I am not interested. Okay, that's all. Thanks, Abena says that one. Don Clock also said thank you. Abena said I will be in touch. Thank you, Abena. Thank you very much. And then Selassie want to ask a question?
Yes, my question.
Where is the microphone? Or it's not working?
My question is that I learned when a man is not able to give birth to children and then he dies, that is based on word, a hearsay, that they say when a man is not able to give birth to children with his wife and he passes away, they put a broomstick in his manhood. So I want to know what the traditional significance is or why they do that, if there's something.
Yeah, I have also heard about that, but we were children, we were told this, that when you are a man and you have not given birth to anybody in this world before passing on, they will put a broomstick in your penis. I think the symbolism is to say that you came here, you didn't do anything. At least the penis did not, apart from urinating, has not done any work. Didn't do any work, so you should go back like that. I don't know the main reason, but we've also heard it. But we are children, so there was no opportunity that I have seen. And now that I am old and grown up, I don't attend to dead bodies, or when people die, I don't approach because of my spiritual status. That's why I don't really go closer to dead bodies unless it becomes really necessary. So I will not have an opportunity to see it whereby I'll ask a question to somebody, say, why did you do this? But these days, almost everybody have a child. I don't know, but that's what we were told. But it is Ewe tradition. It's not all African tradition, but in Ewe culture, that's what is done. And I have not really asked anyone, an elderly person, that why do they do it? No, like you are asking, it's a very good question. I heard so. And then here we have Ebenezer Bunsu again. Beefeater gin is the only choice of drink. Yeah, at my shrine we use Beefeater dry gin. We use Gordon's dry gin, and those are the ones, because most of the local gin that we can find around are all adulterated, made in bathroom. So we prefer a gin that is properly bottled, distilled, and properly bottled from a factory. We cannot trust other ones here. We used to get Castlebridge in about 15 years ago, when things were normal. Yes, we were getting Castlebridge, and then also we were getting Stratton's dry gin, and all became adulterated, and the company even decided to fold down because people were making counterfeiting the drink, and they put it there. And when you go to see where they make these drinks, you will not want to drink them. That's why we try to stick ourselves to Beefeater Gordon's dry gin. And if anything that we use, apart from the foreign drink or gin, we buy the locally made Apeteshi moonshine, which we know where it's coming from, and when you taste it, you know it's good. That's it. So, and then Joshua, what is the relationship between Yoruba and Ewe? Do you deal with Legba? All Ewes deal with Legba. Every Ewe who is doing traditional spirituality and knows what they are doing, they deal with Legba. Yes. So the Ewe and the Yoruba, I don't know what is the deep relationship, but we seem to have almost the same language base. So many things in Yoruba can easily, Ewes can relate to so many things in Yoruba. And I don't know about Yorubas also, but most of the things, the way Yorubas call it, that's the same way Ewes also call it. But there had been a relationship, which I believe there had been a relationship between the Yoruba and the Ewe, or they were one people at one time and probably move on as migration continues. That's what probably might have happened, because we have a lot of things in common. The online reading is in Afa most of the time, but sometimes also we can use the mirror to do the reading. Where are we? Where are we now? We are in YouTube, right?
Yeah, but we switch back to Facebook. The YouTube questions are done.
Well, this is Facebook.
This is Facebook.
Okay, let's go with the questions. Let me see. Quintel Gibson, good morning and blessings. I had a dream where I heard a woman's voice. Get away from me. I heard a woman's voice whisper, Edu or Odu, Ogun. Can you provide some insight? No, I'm sorry. I cannot provide any insight into that. It was your dream and you heard this voice, a woman's voice. I don't know what you were reading, what you were looking for, or what films you were wearing, or which books you were reading, or what were in your thoughts at the time that you went to bed. So I can't exactly tell why you had that one. If you want to find out more, do a reading. Not necessarily, when I say do a reading, I'm not saying people should necessarily come to African Magic Temple or to Revolution to do. You can do a reading with any other a traditional priest, whether it's a Babalawo, it's a Bokor, or a Hunsi, or Iyanifa. You can do a reading with them and then find out what your dream is about. But I cannot understand why you had that Edu or Odu, Ogun, or I don't know. Yeah, so if you do a reading, in the reading, you will be things will be explained to you. Patricia Amo said, Papa, please, what will make stay connected each day spiritually? What will you make to stay connected each day spiritually? Or what will you do to become spiritually strong every day? See, spirituality is just a way of life. There is nothing so special that you have to be doing that will make you to be connected. Just like how people wake up and pray and wish good luck to themselves, that's all that you do. You call on your ancestors, and if you have some voodoos or spirits or energies that are working with you, or orisha that are working with you, just wake up and then call upon them to protect you. There is nothing, absolutely nothing so special you have to be doing that will make you get connected. All that you need is that your mind should be connected and know that you are not alone. There are energies around you, and you call upon these energies to assist you during the day and guide you so that you don't fall. That's all. Evelyn Ajay, please, I want to ask if pastors also can use voodoo. That depends on the pastor. Me, I cannot know. If pastor want to use voodoo, somebody saying I go. Pastors, use this gate. Lock here. Put the key into this one because I don't want the noise from here is too much. Pastors can also use voodoo or not use it. It depends on the pastor. There are so many pastors that are using voodoo, but they are not saying that they are using voodoo. So it is up to the person. Even in Ghana here, some pastors are armed robbers. They choose to be so. So you can choose whatever you choose to be. It's up to you. Yes. This is YouTube. We don't have anything.
Psalm 2.
Oh, that's it. Psalm 2 is the one. Is the online reading in Afa? Yes, that's what I say. Afa or the mirror. We have the book. We have so many crystal ball. It does not matter. All that matters is that what you want to hear. If it comes out, that's what matters most. Okay, Patricia. No, go up. On top, somebody is there. Tifles are doté. Okay, we come from. No. Go up because there's some questions that I didn't answer. Okay, let's go to after Evelyn. Then we get Patricia Amo. Papa, I dream being pregnant, but when I think of the pain during delivery, I get scared. Hey, you're a woman. Don't be afraid. It is normal. It is human. then you will have to deliver, and nothing will happen. Okay? Well, you were born, and if everybody was thinking about that, then your mother wouldn't have given birth to you. Thank you so much, Papa. You are welcome, Nefia. And then Percy Ayim, Papa, I'm always having disappointments. Do a reading and find out what is happening. If it is your destiny that is playing game with you, if it is human beings that are playing games with you, if it is your own character, the way you live your life is what is happening, why you get disappointments, then you find out, then you fix it. Adote is at the top. Hello, great one. Yes, hello, Adote, how are you? Thank you very much. Selassie, go up. Let me see. Let's make sure that everybody's... No, it's okay. Yeah, go. Yeah. Okay, Adote again, Theophilus Adote. Yeah, thank you, Ni. How are you? Please, I would like to know if human beings have water spirit, and if so, how can we walk the journey? I mean, the water spirits. Yeah, Adote, I'm not very sure with the question, but if you're someone who has a water spirit, how can they walk the journey with the water spirit? Yeah, of course, if you are initiated into a particular water spirit, the person who initiated you or initiates you should be able to tell you the do's and the don'ts of what you are getting into, and that what you should do to enhance your own spiritual life, and things you shouldn't do to make the spirit not want. When you take initiation, it is through the initiation that you are giving guidelines what to do and what not to do. But then without the initiation, how do we know? Nobody knows anything. So yes, go. Which place is the? Nana Bukulu. Go up. Joshua, and that is, we are in YouTube now. Okay, let me go back. We have to get the all question. Don't jump it. Yes, I'm talking about the YouTube, because even if it's a Facebook, do it in such a way that everything should come. If it's coming to Facebook, let me know it's Facebook. If it is coming to YouTube, let me know that this is YouTube. Then we go accordingly. If you got away from I have no, go down. Let that go down small. Let me see what is up there. Is that all? We are starting from here. Okay, we have Keith Timbers, Nana Kokosachi. Greetings, Topi from Maryland. Peace and blessings to you and your family. My question is, when you see specific herbs in a dream, how do you know specifically how to use them? Okay, very good question, Nana Kokosachi. When you see a particular herb or a specific herb in your dream, and when you wake up and you can remember that herb correctly, now it is your duty to pluck that herb or go to that herb and then pour libation and tell the herb that you've seen it in your dream, and if there is anything that it can do that you don't know, or you don't know anything about it, so the herb should come back into your dream and explain and show you. That's all that you do. Yeah, because you don't know the herb doesn't know you, but it appears to you. Then you have to introduce yourself to that herb now and ask it, because each blade of grass under the sun, they all have their individual identity of spirit. And they have their own, each blade of grass has its own energy. That energy is what we are calling spirits in every language. Other languages may give it different names. So when that herb appears to you in a dream, probably the herb is trying to tell you how to use it for what you are doing. So how will you know? Because the normal ears cannot hear herbs talking or animals talking. So then what can you do is go to that herb and pour libation, or pour libation to the entities that you are working with, the vodus that you are working with, the spirits that you are working with, and tell them that you saw this particular herb in your dream. And if this herb is useful to your cause, then the herb should appear again and tell you how to use it, or the spirit should tell you how to use that herb. I hope I answer your question, Nana Kokosachi. Then I will have Angela Gani. I keep having these feelings or dreams, although it doesn't feel like a dream, of a male entering my room and getting in bed with me. Will my reading help me understand what's going on here? Yes, if you speak about this on the money that you'll be using for the reading, surely the oracle should be able to tell you what exactly had been coming to you. It could be your own essay, it could be another entity from a different sphere, it could be a positive spirit, it could be a negative spirit, it could be your guardian spirit. Whatever it is, if you speak it on your reading, we are going to do your reading today anyway. So if you speak it on your reading, it should come in. The oracle should be able to. So lay a strong emphasis on this particular dream when you are speaking on the money before the reading. Thank you, Angie. And then we have Joshua Reddick. It's Mao Sogbo Lisa. It's not Sogbe Lisa, it's Sogbo. It's not Sogbe Lisa, it's Sogbo Lisa. It is not Sogbe Lisa. Okay, is Mao Sogbo Lisa the supreme deity of Ewe Voodoo or Nana Buluku? I don't know any name of Ewe spirit called Nana Bukulu. I don't know. People say Nana Buluku, Nana Bukulu. It's not. I am an Ewe. I've grown up. I'm 60 years. In my Ewe practices, I have not really come across Nana Bukulu or Nana Buluku in our prayers. People have the deity Nana Bruku and all this things as a deity they have, but that is not a major Ewe deity, because in Ewe cosmology we have three major deities or gods: Mauga Sobolisa, Mau Kitikata, Mau Ese. These are the three trinity in the Ewe cosmology. Before other deities which come under these three are there. So in Ewe cosmology, as far as my knowledge and the things that I have learned, there are only three: Sobolisa, Kitikata, and Ese. These are the three. So Nana Bruku and all these things, they are not comparable to Ese. They are not comparable to Mau Sobolisa or Mau Kitikata. So that is what I know. Yes, Abayomi, wow, we also say ago when approaching someone's doorstep. Yes, that's why I say ago onile you means they are saying ago to the person in this house. That's how the Ewes also say ago. Yeah, it is true. That's why I say the Ewe and the Yoruba, they share so much in common. I have not read the history yet, but there's so much language-wise, cultural-wise, and the way of worshiping or going, the way we approach divinity is almost the same. So, yeah. And then Togbi Kokosachi Timbesege, Togbi, do you believe Voodoo has a place for experimentation when it comes to working with plants? Yeah, of course, it's the plants that form the Voodoo. So there are certain Voodoos you can have it to be working for you. But if you know about other plants or other herbs that you know about their power, and when you add them to the Voodoo you have already, and you will see the way your Voodoo will now work or will not work. And that is an experimentation. I do that all the time, to experiment different herbs to add up to my Voodoos when I am changing herbs for them. I will put their main herbs, the Voodoo's main herbs, I'll put that. But then I'll add these new ones that I have heard of or have learned something about and add it. And then sometimes I realize that it makes the Voodoo really work very fast. And if I should add the herb and it's not working, then the next time I'm going to change herbs for the Voodoo, I won't add that one again. So it's all experimentation. Plants in Voodoo, plants are Voodoo, that's what it is. The herbs are what is Voodoo. There's nothing more. So whichever you add, like your iPhone or our Samsung phones and everything, they are changing and adding other things to it every day to be able to receive more information or be able to connect with the world. So it is also with voodoo. You can experiment with herbs to see which herbs, when you add them together with what you know already, will make your voodoo very fast and fast for you. And then Angela, yes, thank you, Papa. Keep timbers. Togbe, is there any voodoo that teaches about plants? No, particular voodoo teaches about plants, but what you are having, the divination tools, they know what we don't know. So they may come in your dream, or they may mention when you are divining, they may mention a herb. You ask around, you will know it and be able to use it. So the herbs are the voodoo, and the voodoo are the herbs. So at the end of the day, whichever voodoo speaks to you or teaches you or you use in divination should be able to give you ideas on herbs. But then it is up to the voodoo to tell you what herb it is, or it is you going to ask the voodoo that this herb, what are the uses of it, which is just like you are doing a reading. Yes. Thank you, Angie. And then, J. Otis. Can you give the voodoo ram instead of gin? Yes, if you have trained your voodoos in your shrine of giving ram. Yes, in this part of our world where I am, in Ghana, ram is not a common drink. Not many people drink ram. And if you are going to call our local apeteshi moonshine ram, then that is it. But you can give anything. You can even give wine to your voodoo if you train them that way. It's just like you are buying a cat to your house, and the food that you have been feeding it is what it will eat. Then Nana Kokosachi again, Timber said, Tori, thank you for your explanation. Thank you too for the question. Levi Sechi Smith, do voodoo compete each other? Yes, voodoos are entities. They are just like human beings, and they are some of them are envious of the others, but then some also can bond together and work together. It does happen. Yes, and then Angela again at Ebenezer Bonsu. Although AMT uses bifetaji, you can use any strong drink. That's very true, Angela. Thank you very much. Thank you. And then Mustafa Daikite. Yes, Mustafa, thank you. No, there's something you have not. Yeah. No, calm down. There's Mustafa up. Yeah, from Mali. Yes. Is it? Oh, thank you, Mustafa. Thank you very much. And then Ebenezer, no throat sanitizers today. Oh, we have throat sanitizers. They are there. They are all there. We are back to Facebook or YouTube.
We are YouTube.
Yeah, this is what I want.
YouTube is done.
Yes, that's what I want you people to be telling me. When you are leaving YouTube, tell me, and then you are leaving YouTube, and then we come to Facebook. I want to be aware of what you are changing to, because I don't know how you are changing.
YouTube, the questions are done.
Okay.
So
Okay, we have done with it. Then we are going to Facebook now. We have a Jopopo Mensa. When while wind or dwarf wind blows around you, that it has spiritual implication. I don't know, but what we call yali or while wind is believed to be spirits that are making it to go round. So when you even listen to some of the Afar Poli stories, it was the wind that while wind takes a message to God or went and reported, because it gathers the distance. So when it blows around you, I don't know what spiritual significance that is or implication that could be, but definitely
in our culture, we believe that there are spirits that are converging or taking some information. And then we have Togbe Menuhati Kemaata Bokor explaining to Evelyn Ajay, yes, they can. Why do you think you see some of the foolishness in the churches? Okay, thank you, Bokor Menuhati. Thank you very much. Said Kofi Bogo, God bless you that in your years of practice, which of the divination is vivid? Is it the mirror divination or the far divination or which one? It does not matter. It is the diviner that matters. It is not the tool that matters. It is the person who is doing the divination. How clear the person's vision is. How clear the person understands what the stories of afar is, or how clear the person can see into the future when he's using the other divination tools like the crystal ball or the magic mirror or whatever. It is not the tool that matter to say that it is far which is better or it is a mirror which is better. It depends on the person who is using, because the mirror by itself cannot say anything to you if your vision is not clear. And afar can be given to you, you have it in your room, it will not tell you anything if you don't know how to work it. So it is not the afar that is the problem. It is, and it is not the mirror that is the problem, but it is you, the diviner, who, if your vision is sharpened or your understanding of what you are learning is clear, then you are a good diviner. It is not afar or it is not the mirror. That question doesn't really even arise if you really know what you are doing. A lot of time, people who don't know what they are doing or who doesn't even not enter into the practice are the ones who begin to say, oh, this is better than that, that is better than that. It is not true. It is you as the individual whose clearness of vision, that is what matters. Yes, and we have Theophilus Adote again. Thanks. Since I become one of your children, my journey is clear. My question is, when I am no more on this earth journey, is it likely to meet my ancestors if I do not pray to them? Yes, Adote, you meet them because they are your ancestors. You meet them, but what do you want them to do for you when you were alive and you didn't think about them? You go and join them. You also become an ancestor, and people will not mind you. And if anybody want to pray to you, they will tell the person not to pray to you because you didn't do it when you were alive. Say, as you do to your father, so shall your children also do unto you. So if you don't pray and then do any ancestral homage when you are here on this earth, when you die, don't expect that people should do it for you because you didn't train them. Yes, let's go again. And oh no, are we done with then Menuhati Kemata? What you say are the pros and cons of working with Aziza, Motia, and so on. Also, there are many things that are said about them that are true, false about Motia. Okay, Bokor Menuhati Kemata, thank you for that question. See, Aziza, as the Eves call it, it's in English called dwarf, and then in Akan they call it Motia. I think in every culture there is a belief of the dwarfs. That's why we have the Cinderella and the seven dwarfs, and
Snow White and
the Snow White and the seven dwarfs, right? And then Cinderella is with what? Fairies.
The one that has the slipper.
It also has some fairies or something.
Sleeping Beauty.
Okay, forget about English story. Snow White and the seven dwarfs, right? Great. So in every culture, there is something called dwarf. And what are dwarfs? Dwarfs are entities which can interact between the psychic plane and the physical plane. Let me say that again. Dwarfs are entities which can
interact with the psychic plane and the physical plane. What I mean by that, a dwarf is a spirit or a human being who is like a spirit, or a spirit who is like a human being. That can communicate, can appear physically and also disappear into thin air at will. That's what dwarfs are. In our Ewe, we call them Aziza. That is when you talk about the southern Ewe, the Anglo, or the Ewes that live around the ocean or the coast. When you go to the area that I come from, the Ewe area that I come from, we don't call them Aziza. We call them Adiekwe. Adiekwe, which means the short hunter. A hunter that is short, it's in the bush. It's also a hunter on his own. We call them Adiekwe in my dialect, my Ewe dialect. And what does this Motia and Aziza, Adiekwe, or dwarfs do? They teach people about the spirit world. They teach people about herbs, how people should use herbs. It is believed in our area that the first people who started knowing about how to use herbs and plants, they learned them from these dwarfs. And also sometimes it's believed that dwarfs will come and pick you, or they will get you lost, so human beings won't see you, and they will train you, and you will come back as a priest and teach your community about herbs and how to liberate the community. A lot of time in the past, these things were real. But today, all Motia, Aziza, dwarfs, and all that people do are all lies. They are all lies. Because I have had experience, personal experience, that's why I said so. And because my journey is a very long journey, I have patience. And if you think you want to fool me, it will get to a point you yourself, you will be running away from me, because I am going to be persistent, consistent, and continue whatever you told me to do, to make sure I see the bottom of it. You're not your neighbor line. Neighbor line, but your neighbor line. Go help me. So I have had personal experience, because I personally had seen a dwarf, as I said in one of my stories, when I was a boy. And it was not anybody who took me there. I saw them, or I saw him by myself and alone. There's so many shrines in Ghana and in Togo, in Benin, and probably in Nigeria and other African countries, where people say that they have dwarfs, and they are sending the dwarfs to go and come and this. Most of them are just scammers, thieves, liars, people who will take advantage of you because you don't know, because you are unaware. So the dwarfs are the real dwarfs were there, but whether anybody is really having a real dwarf today, I doubt it. At least in the areas that I know and work, I doubted that there is. Like a dwarf coming and appearing to you physically and disappearing, and dwarfs coming to shake a building, and all those are all lies. But they are so good in their act of deceit and deception that it will be very hard for you as an untrained eye to know that they are just playing you out. So that's my answer to Bokor Kemeata.
Menuhati Kemata. Yeah. Then we have Ananse Ntontam. What can you do so you can have dreams or do to remember your dreams? I don't know what you should do to have dreams, and I don't also know what you should do to remember your dreams. But I think if you are practicing spirituality, there are some dreams that will come and you can never remember. And then there are some dreams that also which can come and remain in your mind even for years, can even be 10, 20 years, you can still very remember them. So all that you need to do is to be on your spiritual path, and then don't eat too late. If you eat too late at night, you will have scary dreams. And then also if you are too hungry before going to bed too, it's not good. So eat at a proper time so that the food can digest before you go to bed, so that you will not have scary nightmares. Yes. Theophilus again. I'm a living testimony to African Magic Temple. Thank you, Theo, thank you. Menuhati Kemata, sorry, what would you say? What is that? Okay, that's what he wanted to say. Okay. And then Theophilus Adote, you bath with cassava leaf. Okay. If you are answering, Adote, if you are answering somebody, then you should put the person's this in that the person should bath with cassava leaf. Yes. And then Fukobla Martin, greetings, my dear brother. I'm happy to see you looking so handsome and relaxed. Thank you, Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, and then yes. And Bokor Menuhati Kemaata again is saying, Togbi, in every tradition, how many different types? In how many different types of mirrors or spirits in the mirror are there? I hear things like there are different ways in which a person can read with the mirror. Some see spirit inside mirror, some guess thoughts, some talk to you, some or some all of the above. What do you say this is? What do you say to this? Okay, Bokor Menuhati Kemaata. The mirror that I have is called Abochi, which is this one. And I think Abochi is an Hausa word which means friend. But inside the Abochi, we have Kofi, we have Kable, we have Agbale. And inside Abochi, Jokpata can speak through Abochi, Atain can speak through Abochi, and any other voodoo that I have can speak through Abochi. So if you want to say it, Abochi is like a television monitor or a television screen. And if you are very good with the screen, you can catch CNN, ABS, GBC, and all Adom TV and AAT, whichever network, you can be able to catch or tune into all these networks. Even though the television may be made by Samsung, LG, or any other company, but if the television is very good, it should be able to get you local news as well as digital connections and satellite connections. That's all that this divination tool, Abochi or the mirror, is. So there are so many spirits that can speak through the mirror. And so sometimes the mirror may not be with you. You don't need to look inside. I think since I've been doing this Facebook Live section or streaming, I don't know how many times you saw me opening the mirror and looking inside the mirror. Maybe I might have done it. I don't remember. But when the divination tool, whether it is Akai, it is the mirror, it is Jokpata, or it is a crystal ball, or it's a Fagumaga,
or the far kennels. Any of them can talk to you, even if they are not with you, if you are not holding them. Once your psychic eye becomes sharpened, or your perception, the extrasensory ESP ability, the ability to be able to perceive without beyond the human normal perception is sharpened, you can receive information, because I can get information from herbs by just walking. A herb can call me and tell me what it's doing, what it can do, and what I should use. Sometimes I will see it in a dream. Sometimes I will just be walking without even walking in the bush, and a spirit will just come and tell me this is what is happening. And when I call on the normal phone to confirm, and I get answers. This is what it is if you are very lucky to have that extra sensory perception ability. That's what it is. But then everybody can have. You only have to develop it. And how do you develop it? By dedicating and devoting your time to whatever spiritual practice you are doing, so that this pituitary and the pineal glands become active, and then you can see. So that's the story that I can say about the mirror. The mirror is just another tool. They binded it and then they invoke spirits to be in. And if we are doing it, even when I was getting far, I had mirror a long time before I became a far student of far and learn. So my Toboko means the father who initiated me into Afa. He told me that I may not need the divination chain or anything. The Afa will come through the mirror and speak to me. And it is true. Sometimes I open the mirror and then the Afa will come to talk, or the Afa Koli, the Odu, will just mention his name. And when I work on it, I see answers. So for divination it all depends on how sharp your extrasensory perception abilities are. So it doesn't matter how many these things people got the mirror, they have looked inside for 100 years. They have not seen even an ant passing by. People have been looking, they will look inside, and because they think that it is like you look inside and then you are seeing. No, the seeing is all happening in your mind. The vision become clear in your mind, and that's why when you pray and then you begin to hear the information, and then if you follow it, then you will see that whatever you are hearing and asking is real. That's why we say that when they say spirit talk to you, it's not like they are speaking in a human voice. They speak to your mind. And if your mind is sharp, you will pick the information. And you'll be able to relate it or translate it for the person who you are doing a reading for to understand. So thank you. I hope I have answered your question. And then we have our big sister, Yvonne Mohammed. Peace and blessings, Brother Christopher. Thank you very much. And we will be attending to your work today. Once I'm done with this, we will be attending to your work soon. Then we have a Sparrowhawk Smith. We have a Voncujovi tree in our house. People used to say it's not good to have that tree in your house. It brings confusion. Yes, Voncujovi tree is not that it brings confusion, but according to our belief in Ghana and in every culture, and also in African traditional practices within the circle of Ghana, Voncujovi tree hosts witches. So the witches like to come and hang in those trees. So that's why it's advisable that it should not be planted in the house. But most people planted it in their houses because they want to have shade in their houses. So when you are sitting under that tree, if you are a serious spiritual practitioner, you will be confused, because the other spirits that had used the tree or are in the tree that the ordinary human beings don't know, you will be feeling their energy and they will disturb you. Then we have a Lizzie Shiokai. Yes, Sister Lizzie, how are you? Good afternoon. And good afternoon to you, Lizzie. Thank you for joining us. And then the Menuhati again, how many different Ewe groups, clans are there? Menuhati, we have so many Ewe clans. Many. I don't know. Maybe what is documented is what you know, but there are many, because from one village to another, they speak different dialects. And one village to another may be only 3 kilometers or 4 kilometers. Some are even just a half a kilometer. They are speaking a different type of dialect, which is very connected to the area they are coming from. So there is no bring that Menuhati question is not finished. There is no exact number that I can tell you that this is the exact number of Ewe tribe, because when you leave Ghana, even within the Ghana, you see the Ewe is different dialects. Then you move on to Togo, and then from one Togo area they have the Agu, they have the Agwe, they have this. Everybody's dialect changes, and then you move into Benin. When you move into Benin, you see the dialect is different, and you go into Nigeria, the eastern coast of Nigeria, you go towards them coming to Benin, they speak certain kind of Ewe languages, which is very close to Ewe language, but the dialect is different. You need to stay among them for some time before you can pick what exactly they are saying. So there are no, I cannot tell how many number or tribes or clans or ethnicities and also dialects that Ewes have. They have thousands of dialects. So until you are in that area, you will not know what they say. Yesterday we went to 3 days ago we went to Badu to do some spiritual thing, and when we went there, the way they call their Bedegu in some place, they are also Ewes. The Bedeku, which is Ogun, that they call in Yoruba, we call it in our area Ezupe, or Ezu in my area. They too, they call it Afanyevi. But because on this program I have heard somebody asking me a question about Afanyevi before, and then I try to find out what is Afanyevi, and then they told me they are talking about the anvil, the hammer and the anvil, which somebody will call Togbenyibla in another Ewe dialect. But these people call it Afanyevi. But because I have heard it before, that's why when they mentioned that, oh, let's go to Afanyevi and pray, then automatically I knew that we were going to the Ezu. So Ewe tribes have so many dialects. So if you are not very careful, you just think that the area that you have learned from, and that's all that Ewe there is. There are so many. So you have to be careful when you are a new person. Even some Ewes don't understand other dialects at all, apart from the dialect they are brought up with. Anyway, so then how many different, are there any distinction, clear example to know the difference? Is it important for foreigners to know the difference in your opinion? Yes, it is very important for the foreigners to know that there are so many Ewe dialects, so they don't base their judgment on only one particular area from where they are learning, thinking that that is all that the Ewe language is. If they want to learn the standard Ewe, which we call the standard Ewe, which was written by the Germans, then they learn the Southern Angular Ewe, which the Germans have decided to be the standard, because I think the Deutsch language also is in different dialects, so they also don't have one dialect of German language, so they have so many. That's why they have a standard one, just like the Ewes. So yes, it is good to let foreigners know that we have so many dialects in Ewe, and the place you are learning from is what you will be more familiar with. But that doesn't mean there won't be other dialects in Ewe, which are also Ewe. Yeah. And then we have, thank you very much, Kemaata Bokor. Menuhati. And then we have Ifadara, big sister. Greetings, Papa and family from Augusta, Georgia. Thank you very much, big sister, for joining us. And then we have Van Perry. Hello, Papa. You spoke on herbs and dreams earlier. If you have a dream about herbs and you also hear certain invocations or mantra being said, how significant is that? Yeah, that's a very serious thing, because if you are getting a herb and then the herb, there is some words which we call incantations or words of power or mantra, however you want to call it, then you know that there is something telling you, because each herb has a common name. But then behind this common name is the incantation and the spiritual name for the herb. So one herb that everybody know is just one single herb, but it has different incantations depending on what you want to use the herb for. So maybe you want to use the herb to open people's ear. If that herb is a herb that opens people's ears, there is a way there is an incantation you have to say before plucking it. And if you want to use a herb to heal somebody who has wound, there is a different kind of incantation to say. And if you want to keep the herb in your pocket as a protector to protect you wherever you are going, then there is also another kind of incantation that you will use, or holy words, mantra, or whatever you call it. There must be some words for it. I think I was putting some herbs in my pocket this morning when I was walking. Oh. Okay, maybe it's not here. Yeah, so each herb has its own name, general name known to the area, and then also it has its secret names and mantra or mantric names, or joker names, Gbesa names. Yeah. And then we have a King Ayobo Awukupoyo. Hello, doctor. How are you? Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a while. I hope you are doing well. And then with this COVID and all this, I believe you are still in Ghana for now. So let's get in touch. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. And then Bokor again, Menuhati. What is the difference between eating too much at night or being too hungry at night before sleep? Why is it not good? Is it connected to witchcraft? No, what I'm trying to say is that when you eat too much at night, your body becomes very heavy and lazy, and you have vivid dreams and dreams that can scare you. That's what I mean to say. It has nothing to do with witchcraft. But then also maybe when you eat too much before going to bed, you may find yourself again eating in your dream. It's also possible. And then if you don't eat any food at all, when you sleep, you can't sleep well. You will be flying. You will be feeling very light because you are so hungry. Your soul too is hungry. It's not heavy at all. That's why I'm saying that you should eat proper, so that you eat and let the food digest a little bit before. Because the food that we eat is what makes us. The food you are eating is what can make you progress or make you to retrogress in whatever you are doing in life, even on physical plane. So food is very important in spirituality. Knowing what the right food to eat individually. It's not like a group. It's individually. You know this food is not good for you. Then don't eat it. If you are allergic to certain kind of foods, when you know it, you don't eat it. And because there are certain foods that may be good for me, but may not be good for you. So you must learn your body and know what is good for you and what is not good for you. We spoke last time briefly about beans, which is, a lot of people like beans. And in America, in most of the Hispanic cooking and all this cooking, there's so much beans and all that. But then we who are practicing voodoo, in every voodoo, we tell people to avoid eating beans, because beans sometimes stops your spiritual progress. But maybe in another culture, beans is what makes you to progress. It depends. But in every voodoo and also in Afa, beans is something you have to be very limit its eating. Yeah. Okay, where we go, and then Awukupojo, yes, what one shouldn't do or get involved when he or she has spiritual protection. Oh, all that I will say is that just try to be yourself, do unto others as you will want them to do unto you. That's all. That's just the basic thing. Don't do what you don't want people to do unto you. In general spirituality, when you are being protected by spirits, don't feel that you can go ahead trying to attack people. So what you would not want people to do to you, just do as much as possible to avoid doing it to others. Yes, and for Martin Kobla, kindly explain the relationship between the god Sobolisa, Kitikata, and Ese. What are their individual responsibilities, please? If you have already treated this question before, kindly forgive me for asking again. Okay, we have treated part of it, but we have not treated it the way you are asking the question. But then bring the question down. Bring that same question. Yeah, the Mauga Sobolisa, Mauga Kitikata, Mauga Ese. These are the three gods or deities in every cosmology. And from all this, we believe that a world came about. So Mauga Sobolisa is said to be Mauga Sobolisa Adanwoto Ewamegbeto Dawashi or Afo, means that is what it means, that it is the one who created. And then Mauga Kitikata, which is also there. Sometimes people say he's also a creator. And then Mauga Ese is also said that he's a creator. But then in every cosmology or spirituality, the Mau Ese is more celebrated than Mauga Kitikata and Mauga Sobolisa. Why? Because if you listen to every names, nobody called their children Kojo Kitikata or Kojo Sobolisa. But you hear Aves giving names to their children: Sena, Seiram, Seto, Sedi, Sehonam, Sedinam, Setonyu, Setoname, Sedufia, Sechuafia. So the Ese becomes the most celebrated among the three divinities, or the three deities, when you call it deities or divinities or whatever. So Ese becomes the most strongest. Why? Because it is believed that the Ese came, or Ese sent each and every individual as the main, like the person who created human being individually. I am having my Ese different from yours, different from anybody else, and we all have different Jogbese, which is destiny. Jogbese, our Jogbeses are all, Jogbe is to be born. The day you are born, Jogbe. Amejojo, to be in every language. Jogbese is different. Each and every one is different. That's why it is believed in every culture that Ese is the most strongest deity or divinity that have the strongest effect on your life. So when your Ese is not in a good position, your life cannot be good. That's why we say Esenyu amenyu, Esegla amegla, Esenye joji mejoji. Means when your Ese is good, you'll be a good. If a person say is good, then the person will be okay. If my Ese is happy, then there will be happiness in my own life too. So Ese is the most celebrated among the three divinities or the Trinity. So we all have our Ese. So that's why at African Magic Temple we try to advise people to work their essay, because once your essay is clear, your everything is clear. Everything is clear. Life becomes easier for you, because the mistakes that you have been making and the things that have been blocking you will now be shifted from your path, and then your essay, which is the essay new, which is the good essay, will start to now have an easy path to travel on to divinity. So that's the question. I am explaining what Maunga Sogbolisa, Maunga Kitikata, and Maunga essay is in Ewe cosmology. And especially we, the Eves from the central Ewe, Hohwe, Pando, those areas, we celebrate a lot of essay. We concentrate more on essay than Maunga Sogbolisa and Maunga Kitikata. We, honestly speaking, we don't really mention too much of Maunga Sogbolisa and Maunga Kitikata in our prayers. We mostly concentrate on Maunga essay joto, ame joto, essay nanuame, essay tianuame. It is essay that comes and then you came. Or essay agrees that you should come, that's why you came. And it is essay who will give you a gift, and at the same time, essay can deny you a gift. So that is it. I hope I have explained to our big brother F.O. Martin Kobler, who is living in the UK. If he is not very clear with my explanation, he can also add something or ask me more so I can tell. Yes, we have a Prosper Jogbede. I'm interested in the mirror. How will I get it, Sam? The mirror is there to get, but my mirror takes you minimum 5 years to be able to get it. If you have that patience, fine. And then the tree you are speaking of, is there an English name? Okay, we will say the English name or an Ewe name when you describe that tree with the letter A. It sounded like tree. Which tree? Which was the tree? What tree is Menuhati talking about? Let me see. The tree you are speaking of, is there an English name or a name you describe that tree with the letter A? It sounded like tree to me, unless I'm mistaken, but it made me think of Loco or Iroku tree. Oh, have I spoken about any tree? We're talking about herbs, but I have not really spoken about any particular tree. But then remind me. You see the word loco, but then we in Ewe, most Ewes will call it Abrofunkatie tree. Okay? No. Abrofunkatie is a tree name. It's not Ewe name. When they say Abrofu, they are talking about white man's granite. That's why I say Abrofu Nkatie. Nkatie means granite or peanut. And then this tree, people give it the name Abrofu Nkatie tree. It's a tree that lives in the house, and it has some big seeds, not big, but some seeds that people even eat. And then you see the bats at night coming to eat it and all these things. So it is an Abrofu Nkatie tree. It's not a Loco or Iroko. I see the name Loco. In Ewe, we don't call even Loco. We call Logo. 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 That's why most Ewes will call it Logo. But then maybe the correct spelling is Loco, which is coming from Yoruba, Iroko tree. So we are people shortening it to Loco or Logo T, which is a very powerful spiritual tree. Logo is totally different, but then the Abrofunkatie tree is just some tree that was imported. That's why they call it Abrofunkatie. It's not a tree by, it's not an indigenous African or a Ghanaian tree. It came from somewhere. That's why they are calling it Abrofunkatie. Yes, and then we are going back to Bokor. Go. Let me see for Martin. No. Vampire say what?
He's also asking about the tree.
Yeah, it's a Abrofun katia. It's called. It's a tree in the house. People grow it. Maybe one of these days we'll go and there's one behind my house near the river, and luckily it's not inside the house. But I used to live in a house long time ago whereby it was in the house, but we did not really play it under that tree, and it was not a tree we were living sitting under either. Bokor, why do some spiritualists stay away from dead bodies? If so, how will they conduct a traditional burial when called upon? Okay, it depends. When you are initiated and there are certain things and they tell you to stay away from them because you need to be cleansed afterwards if you are. So if you have to attend to a traditional burial, then there is also the preparation that you cleanse yourself after doing that. And most often the cleansing involves a whole full ram that must be bought and must be killed in order to use the blood to do some rituals for your cleansing. And because a lot of people don't want to be doing that, that's why it's better. You can be at a funeral, but you don't need necessarily, but it's not necessarily go near a dead body, but it's not everybody. It is each and everybody has this. There are some priests, they deal with everything, but I personally, I don't really deal with dead bodies very much. And if I'm confronted with such, then I must prepare that when I am done, I will cleanse myself. Mm-hmm. And then we have a Bokor Menehati again. Which herbs will you recommend to carry in your pocket that can be beneficial? And is it only beneficial if you know the Besa? No, the herbs are there. There are so many herbs which are there that people carry. It depends on what knowledge you have about the herb. And when you carry them, you don't need to know the Besa, but at least you should know the name of the herb. The reason why I will not put the herb out there is that once you put it out there, someone somewhere will start to tell people, oh, he get power. I'm going to teach you this herb, I'm going to teach you that. And then they don't know all the rules and regulations connected to the herbal world, but yet still they will start to claim to be this thing. That's why I don't put names of herbs out there. If you ask me individually to teach you about it, yes, I will teach you, and then I take responsibility for teaching you, and I know who I have taught. And tomorrow, if anything comes up, and I'll tell them, yes, I taught you, or if you are laying any claim to it anywhere, I'll tell people that I am the one who taught you this. This is the reason why I will not just put it out there, and so anybody can just become a spiritualist by just knowing one single herb, because there's a lot of people out there who are deceiving people that they are spiritualists. And once they are tapping into the knowledge you are sharing, then they're using that one to enhance their deceit or deception. On their platforms and created a new pages with my face and my regalia and everything, and then they put their own telephone number there and telling people that they are me, so that people should contact them, and they scam the people. But then my name is the one that my image, not my name, but my image is what they are using. If they know what they are doing, why wouldn't they just put their own picture there and tell people that, oh, I am teaching this, I'm teaching that, so please come to me? Why should they use my picture and my profile and everything, things that I have worked hard to achieve? So that's why I will not just put out any herbal name or names of herbs out there and tell you go this, go that way. When you want to learn from me, please come and learn from me. Yeah, you are welcome. Thai and kindly. Thank you for coming. Yes, the next question is an Ansentuntan. How can you do to clear bad or negative energies? You can do cleansing by preparing herbal baths to cleanse negative energy, and you can also use fumigation. You can also use rituals to clear out the sin. But you see, when you want to do this thing, try to go to someone who knows what they are doing. Don't just go on your own and say, oh, they say I can use herbs, and then you go and pluck anything and bath and think you have cleansed yourself. Because each herb has got its own thing to do. They are designated to do certain things. Not every herb is a cleansing herb. So you not knowing, because they say you can use herbs to cleanse, you just pluck anything. Some will even now create the problem more and worry you more. So get in touch with people who know. Don't just read books and then pick anything from anywhere. And then I recommend Momo Dika Charantea. Okay, I don't know about that. I've not even heard about it before. And then Theophilus is saying, man, know yourself. Yes, it is true. If you know yourself, then you know everything. You are the biggest book you have to read yourself and to know your own self. If you can know yourself, you will know everything. And then Bokor Menuhati Kemaata is saying, you know foreigners because we have limited understanding on African tradition when we first begin learning. So it is normal for Western mentality to focus on titles. So if a powerful or respected priest gives a title to a foreigner, when is it considered valid, legitimate, and respected, and when it is obvious it is a scam? Okay. For example, titles like Chief, Queen, Mother, Yellow Day, Togby, Chief of New York. No, you see, people give you these titles just to make you happy, and because also most of the people from the diaspora who come down to learn about traditional things, they don't have enough time to spend in learning it. They are in a hurry to go back. And then you cannot start to learn African traditional spirituality in a day, a week or two, and think that you know it all. So they will start you from somewhere, but because most people also want to go back to their various places to prove to people that they had been to Africa, they had been initiated into African traditions and all these things. So they wanted to have titles. So with this title, when people call them over, or when they tell people that I am now this, I am a prince of this land, I am a chief of this place, I am a Iya of this place, and all kind of this discipline, then people begin to respect them, or they expect people to respect them because they are no more in the normal group anymore. That's what they are trying to prove to people. I have been to Africa and I have been initiated into voodoo, and then this is my title. So you and I are no more on the equal level. That is what people want to go and prove to their folks when they get back home. But so this, some of these spiritual thieves and scammers, they also can read into this thing, and they will give you a name and call you queen of the angels, queen of the garden, queen of whatever, and people are happy to have that title, and it only is in your head, you know. But the people who even has given you those titles, probably they don't even recognize that title. But when you have gone through the lessons properly to a point that your master, your teacher knows that where you have reached now, you can do without himself being there. Himself necessary or herself necessary being there. Then you can be called, given some title. As I am here, I have not gotten any title. I don't have any title. Even though I have gone through all these disciplines and I'm teaching you all this. I don't have any title. My name is Bokor Christopher Voncujovi. Finish. Bokor is just means someone who has been initiated into Fa, or somebody who knows about Fa. On the other hand, people will call me Togbe, and Togbe just means elder. Someone who knows about our tradition, or somebody who is an elderly person who is older than certain people. But because if you are doing the traditional thing, even older people will call you Togbe because they believe and know that you are following the path of the ancestors, and the ancestors are the ones you are representing. So for that, they will call you that name. But it is not a title that was conferred on you by anybody. It is an automatic title. So people who wanted titles to be conferred on them are the ones that are scammed. So I hope I have answered your question. How do I reverse a death wise? Edwin Dubose Jr. How do I reverse a death wish? Oh, I don't know. You see, when such kind of things happen to you, death wish, or somebody wish you death, or if it is even yourself, the best thing to do is to do a reading to find out what exactly it is. And then in the reading, you will be giving guidelines what to do to reverse it. That's the best advice I can give you. And then Menohati Kamaata Martin Kobler, also for some, it is a taboo depending on the voodoo you are working with. Yes, you are very right, Bokor Menuhati. That's very true. For us, that's why I say it depends on the spirits that a person is working with. The spirits that I am working with, it is not always good for me to be going to be seeing dead body. So, but then I do see sometime when it becomes necessary. Theophilus Adote again, Papa I will do a reading first to get a direction to cleanse the deaf voice. Yes, that's very true. You do a reading first, and then you know what exactly is, and then you do a cleansing. I have a death wish on me, and I'm always spiritually attacked. Okay, who had the death wish on you? How will you know? Until you do a reading, you cannot know. You feel that somebody, but then you must know what it is and then how to go about it. For Martin, thank you for answering questions about our Mau Trinity. It is